Hello everyone, this is Zach Rizos and you're watching Worldwide ZSL. Today's book review is, as you can see, quite a doozy. Big one. And, of course, it's Spanish. Um, Spain Spanish, not Latin American Spanish. Or South American Spanish, whatever you might call it. And it is Madrigal's Magic Key to Spanish. Oh yeah. It's a thick book. Real quick, it's a very interesting method on it. As a matter of fact, the method is so driven in learning the Spanish language through English. If you're not a native English speaker, I would not recommend this book. It is kind of crappy if your native tongue or most fluent tongue isn't English. Um, so yeah, if you're like from like Russia, I would really suggest learning Spanish this way. It is almost exactly 500 pages, and it gives a brief cover of how to read the alphabet. If your native language is English, naturally the alphabets for Spanish won't be hard to learn. It took me a couple minutes. That's really about it. And it's divided into about 40 some chapters, um, all of which deal with something very interesting. This is not the uh, typical book for learning any language, let alone Spanish. Uh, each one is how to change words that end a certain way with a certain type of suffix here. And then there are some that help you review, and then there are some that specifically teach you how to make sentences, so that you can have almost like an infinite understanding of Spanish at all times. It's a very unique book, not very expensive. It says it's $14 on the back. I paid about $9 for it. And as you can see, for that money, you get a very thick book, and yes, that's pretty much always a good thing, as long as there's good information to it. You can learn to speak, read, and write very quickly, convert English to Spanish in an instant, starting forming sentences from like the very first lesson and so on. And to even help you understand, so if someone asks you in Spanish, even though you may not cover the word lesson, every lesson is actually titled in Spanish. So, lesson one is lección uno, lesson one. Um, so you can develop a really good pronunciation, and really the only thing you have to change, like say you want to learn Spanish, but you're going to go to Mexico or Chile or something, you can still get this book, because you can use it in any Spanish-speaking country. You're going to have to change your dialect once you hear it, though. But changing a dialect is not very hard, especially for Spanish, especially if you're from America, especially if you're from southern uh, United States, because you'll already be used to hearing Mexican Spanish, so you know what changes and what doesn't. It does not really cover slang, but it does cover colloquial phrasing as well. So that does help. I think that's it for this one. Again, this is Madrigal's Magic Key to Spanish. And yeah, definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the money. Thank you.